Hello, Glenpool. Welcome to the February edition of Conversations with the City. This is the video series where we take a moment to talk with businesses and organizations here in Glenpool about what they're doing and how they impact the community. And so today we've got Sydney Bland with the Glenpool Chamber of Commerce. She is the CEO of the Chamber of Commerce, and excited to have her with us as we get started today on our Conversations with the City conversation. Welcome, Sydney. Glad you could join us today. Thanks for being here with us to talk a little bit about the Chamber. And so as we get started, tell me a little bit about, first, before we get into the Chamber, about you, who you are, what brought you to Glenpool. Just give us a little bit of an overview there.
It's kind of an interesting story. I'm an Okie, born and bred. I mean, genetically crimson and cream, let me tell you. But I had lived in Kansas for a few too many years, and it was time to come home. While I was in Kansas, I'm a journalist, so I was the managing editor of a daily newspaper, which I dearly loved. But you have to be, it takes a certain personality, let me tell you. But it was a 6-day-a-week newspaper, and with all the deadlines and all that, and then, but with, you know, how print journalism has kind of gone by the wayside. Unfortunately. Yeah, but I still love it. I still love any kind of journalism. But in the community I was in, they needed a chamber director. And so that kind of fell open, and there was a situation where that chamber needed help. Well, I didn't know if I was the person because I'd never done any chamber work at all, but had some great mentors, especially from the North Oklahoma area. And I learned about running a chamber and running a business and all that kind of stuff. So, but I was there, I guess I was there in Kansas maybe 20 years or so, and it was time to move on. So I've been here 7.5 years, and
so obviously you're doing something right.
Well, I hope. I hope. It is a delightful position. Where every day's joyful. You know, there's a lot to do, but it is a delightful job. I love it.
Yeah, and you do an amazing job at it.
Well, thank you.
So tell us a little bit then about the chamber itself. A lot of people know what a chamber is, or think they know what a chamber is. They've heard about chambers off and on their entire life, maybe. But tell us a little bit about actually what a chamber is and does.
Okay. People, like you said, you're absolutely right. People have heard about a chamber of commerce their whole lives. But very few people understand what a chamber is. And most people think that the Chamber of Commerce is just an arm under the umbrella of the city, the community. We're totally separate, as you know. We seem like we're more associated because of the fact that you guys let us house our business here at City Hall, which makes it very terrific for us. And but we do not have anything to do with, as far as running the business, as with the city. We're a 501c6, and we're a nonprofit, and we try to do whatever we can for our community, but it's great being able to be at the face of the community. Anyone comes in, and we're there to greet everybody and help them. I jokingly say we're a full-service chamber, and we try to be, whether you need to find a plumber or a painter or a business to have your weddings or something like that. We really want to help anyone who walks through the door. I guess our mission is to promote business so our community can thrive, and that means to promote existing businesses, help them with their employees and with workforce, anything we can do to help existing businesses stay here in Glenpool and even add to what they're doing. That's what the Chamber's all about, is helping.
Yeah, just in the same way that the city's mission really and its motto is to create opportunity, whether that be in our case for residents or for businesses, or for activities across the city. You guys help us with that process specifically on the business side. There's some community things that we do as well that you're involved in, and we'll touch on those here. But But really, you're the voice of business
We
and
are.
commerce in Glenpool. And that's an important piece to us as we work together, and we appreciate that partnership that we have with y'all.
I do want to read this. We're a catalyst to the community by leading the business community into a growing, diversified, and prosperous future. So everything is just make it bigger and better and help. If your company, existing company here in Glenpool, needs some kind of widget to make your whatever it is product,
Right.
we want to find that widget for you. We want to find a company to bring to Glenpool to help your business grow. And so it's so much more than just having luncheons and things like that.
Right.
We want to have a relationship with you so that as far as business owners, so we want to know you well enough so that you can come to us and say, hey, we really need help in this area. And then working with the city, the three of us can figure out what will help that business and make them prosper.
Absolutely. You talked a little bit about some of the events that you've been a part of and kind of hinted at some of those.
Right.
So let's get into that for a moment. Many chambers across the state are, I would say, solely focused on community events.
Yep.
And then there are chambers that are focused on business events and don't touch community things.
Exactly.
You guys have a nice blend of the two.
We do.
And so walk us through some of your major events, but then some of the things that you do as well for just the businesses, because I want to be able to speak not only to our residents today, but specifically to residents who own businesses or are part of businesses that might be considering coming. So I want them to get a good understanding of the chamber and what you guys do for them as well.
Well, some of the things we do for the community, which are great. I think we're going to be in our 45th year of Black Gold Days.
Amazing job.
And that is, it started out in the heat of summer, and we have changed that to falls just because it's more bearable.
Yeah.
And the weather is a lot nicer, but it's a 4-day event. And we take over the park for the whole week, setting up and everything. And we just keep getting bigger and better every year. I mean, we had, I believe, 70 vendors, and we just want to throw parties for our community, if you will. I just love it. And anyone can help with these events. We have committees, and we started right after Black Gold Days last year, with the very next month planning it, as well as Black Gold Christmas. Now that's only been going on 4 years, and that's where if you've seen all the Christmas trees lined up in the park.
Love it driving down the highway.
I know. We get so many people who comment on our Facebook page, and when they come in and they say, "Oh, you're the ones who do the Christmas trees," and that was a brainstorm. I guess, it was 5 years ago or so, with you and the then Mayor Tim Fox and Chad Coomer and I. We just sat together in a conference room here in this building and brainstormed on what we wanted to do with it and where it was going to be. Remember, we thought about having it here, but we thought having it along the highway was the best.
I think it's turned out to be a great event. It brings in, every year we hear from people, you guys do and we do as well, we hear from people that come here or drive by here to specifically see what's going on and look at that park. And inevitably it means they stop in and go to one of our local businesses or eat at a local restaurant, which is the whole purpose for those outside groups, is to get them to come in.
Yes.
And not only provide a piece locally for our residents to have something to do and to be proud of, but again, we're generating business for our businesses.
We are, and actually I go out after those events to the surrounding businesses and ask them to pull their numbers, and they have anywhere from a third to a half, like 50% more business during those times, because Quick Trip does a phenomenal amount of business during those times. So it is helping.
That's right.
So I love bringing people
events,
in.
both of them. So talk a little bit about some of the things that you do then on the business side.
Okay, I will be glad to do that. We partner with SCORE, which is a federally funded program, and anyone who's a member of the chamber has full access to SCORE. And what SCORE does is they help existing business owners, entrepreneurs, possible new business owners with everything from financial business plans, marketing, social media, taxes, basically everything you need to run a business. And we can even set you up with a SCORE mentor that will literally hold your hand through every part of business. We have seminars almost weekly, sometimes bi-weekly, on all sorts of business type subjects that help. And so I love being able to do that. We also offer networking opportunities through our monthly luncheons. And I was very proud. Last year and a half ago or so, we were fortunate enough to book every one of the governor's cabinet.
Right.
And not at the same time, but each individual month we had the department heads and the secretaries come in and talk about their specific areas of expertise, which you were at most of them. And it just makes state government very personal.
Right.
And for them to leave us and give us their cell numbers and all their contact information, and to tell them what we want face to face instead of just somehow doing an email. But with our traffic situation, Highway 75, for all of us in town working together and kind of telling the same story, like to ODOT. Tim Gatz is the director of that Oklahoma Department of Transportation. We all have gotten together, as you know, and talked about the same thing.
Right.
So who knows when things are going to happen? You probably do, but it all helps. And another thing that I want to bring up is that we have such a cohesive community. There's not one family or one business or one group that wants to be in charge of everything, that says, oh, it's all about me. We have the most interactive community administration, city administration that I've ever seen. And I just love how the mission is, it's not about me, it's about what can we do for Glenpool.
That's right.
And I just love this feeling.
Yeah, it's a great community, whether it's the local residents and what they're trying to do and how they want to be involved in things, whether it's the business folks that come in and say, here are things we would love to see, and we'll help you make that happen. And whether it be back to the school or to you or to us working, you're right. It is absolutely about Glenpool and how do we make it a better community for everybody. And so with that, tell me a little bit then about knowing some of these things we've been working on. The things that you work with on your board, your strategies for the long term. Talk a little bit about what you hope to see the chamber accomplish as we go down the road here.
Well, of course, I would like everything to be bigger and better.
Yeah.
I want to not just the chamber. The chamber is the catalyst, if you will, but the end result is our community and our businesses. We want to support our businesses and support more and more businesses through the chamber. And we want them to come to us and say, we need such and such, so that I can help, and in collaboration with you, with the city, help them with what they need. I just want this to be even a more lovely community than it already is. We have the caring, warm people in our community who are willing to help, but I want to see it grow and prosper and be a place where you want to stay and do your activities and enjoy Glenpool and not have to leave town.
Yeah. So for people that might want to get involved, or businesses that want to get involved in this process with the chamber, and how do we help grow a community? What's the best way for them to reach out to the chamber? Okay.
Of course, everybody's on social media. We have a Facebook page, which is glenpoolchamber.org. We have a website, same, glenpoolchamber.org. You can call me anytime, 918-322-3505. And it's as easy, too, as walking through the door here at City Hall. We are just right there at the front door, and anyone can join. All they have to do is come and talk to me, and I'll walk them through what they need to do. And, David, one of the best things around is we are the most affordable chamber in the Tulsa metro area. And, of course, your membership dues are dependent on what type of business. If you're a nonprofit, it's way lower than everybody else. And if you're a financial institution or however many employees you have, that determines your membership level. But we work with anybody. Right. It's really not about the money for the chamber. It's about helping businesses and helping people in our community. And if there's any way I can work with you and work with your budget, I'll do whatever it takes to help you in that way.
Yeah, it's always been fun for me to see as we come to chamber lunches or other events. You're used to seeing the big business, right? Your large employers, those that are typically chamber members, kind of in there, and we have some of those. But the amount of small business that we have, that may be just an owner and it's he and his wife doing everything, or those types of just family businesses or other pieces are amazing. The amount of those that come through the chamber that you guys are able to help, not only with their membership and advocating on behalf of them, both locally with us as well as statewide or federal wide through the state chambers and others that you're involved with, but just the ability to walk them through SCORE. And businesses that wouldn't otherwise have access to some of this.
Exactly.
I think those are all great programs to help them grow and help them thrive. Which is, again, back to what we've said we're all about. And we want to see people succeed in whatever they want to do.
Right.
And so how do we create those opportunities to allow them, to make it easier for them to succeed, I guess, is really the issue for both of us.
Well, just today, one of our newer members, I'll go ahead, Okie Bin Cleaners, they clean your trash cans. They clean receptacles, business receptacles where there's trash. And they have come up with an idea to help our whole community. For a week right after Easter, they are going to lower their prices to a very extremely affordable amount and set up times for our community, the people in our community, whether you're a chamber member or not, where they will come out, you employ them at a nominal fee, and they will clean up your messes. Perfect. So, and we have chamber members come in with ideas, and I love that. Yeah. Nothing is set in stone with our chamber. Right. I love new ideas, and we try to incorporate everything we can from our members.
Perfect. That's amazing. It's great. One of the questions that we ask everybody we've had a chance to sit down and talk with, that I want to make sure we get a chance to do that today, is just about Glenpool specific, not necessarily the chamber or anything else, but what is your favorite thing about Glenpool?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm sure everybody says it's people.
Yeah, we hear that a lot.
I have never been around a more supportive community. We've been alluding to this the whole conversation. I have a ton of friends. And you always hear the older you get, the smaller number of friends you have, and by the time you're old, you can count them on one hand. My friendship list has grown leaps and bounds. And good people. And thoughtful people, and very intelligent people. It's got to be that.
Yeah, we hear it often. You're right.
Okay.
But I really believe, it's because we've got some of the best people here, whether they're residents or businesses or whomever. We've got some great people that want to be involved and want to help this community grow. I know one of the programs we haven't talked about, and I don't want to get into it. I know because we didn't get a chance to get too far into it in our notes earlier, but. Leadership Glenpool is a class that you guys talk about a lot. And, and as a city, we make use of a lot. Because a number of people serving on our boards have come through that program. And as you guys get a chance to get in and teach them about what happens in the city, teach them about the businesses of the city, and it's amazing to watch them stick around and the projects they do afterwards for just so many different things. We're excited that that's a piece of what's going on. And as I said, selfishly, we love it because we find people that want to serve and want to be a part of what's happening, and they make great
board members for us.
Oh, they
on
do.
Planning Commission and
Right.
those types of boards down the road. And so, as I said, we've had several come through that piece, and we love being able to be a part of that with you guys.
Oh, I
You do an
love it.
amazing job at it.
Well,
This is
thank
the
you very
chamber.
much. It is, we are the envy of area chambers because our orientation last week was at Shangri-La.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing from other execs at other chambers saying, "Why are you doing that? We can't keep up with that."
Yeah.
So it was
It is
real.
great.
And it was a wonderful session. We have a session tonight, and if there's anyone you know, push them into leadership, Glenpool, because I don't know of anyone who, knock on wood, who has gone through that, who says anything even remotely negative.
Yeah, I
It's-
can tell you, the employees that we've had go through it the last few years have all loved it and just raved about what the program is and what it does. And I mean, they're obviously very familiar with what the city does
Right.
about its business, and they find it even with that portion and knowing what's happening there. They find all the other portions as well just really, really valuable to them and what they do.
Well, and again, ours is one of the most affordable leadership programs in the whole area. So we not only focus on civics and understanding and meeting your city leaders, but it's just as important to me that each individual attendee to the class knows their leadership styles, where their strengths are, where their weaknesses are. And one of our things is stretching your egg, which means, going outside your comfort zone and knowing those things and how other people react to you. So, I'm real excited about that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Well, we appreciate you guys being with us today. Thank you for coming and sitting down and visiting with us and visiting with Glenpool. You guys do amazing work. And so just appreciate the chamber, the partnership we have with you and with those that you represent here in this community.
Oh, thank you so much.
So Glenpool this is the end of our conversations with the city today. But if you want to get involved, if you want to be a part of Leadership Glenpool classes, or if you have a small business or a part of a local business, I would encourage you, reach out to the chamber, see how they can help you. They do some amazing work here in the community for our businesses on behalf of our businesses. We'll see you next month for another Conversations with the City.